Hey look, I'm back. Woohoo! Oh. One of my favourite horses, yes. I think Shadowmere is great. Definitely one of my favourite horses. And honestly, the main reward from doing the Dark Brotherhood quest. I legitimately think Shadowmere is like the primary reward for those quests. He really fucking is. God, I love Shadowmere. Hello. You wonderful, wonderful horse. I don't think, the thing is, I was gonna do like examine to try and take something off Shadowmere. I don't need anything, like, at all. I'm pretty much set for the rest of the game. The only thing it's worth considering is more salts, which again, we're gonna deal with using the Atronach Forge. We've also just got a shitload of salts anyway, right? Yeah. Fire, frost, and fire, void, and most importantly, 3 frost salts, which is the kind that we've been lacking in for most of the game. So that is a really good find, like a really, really good find. Here we are. Now we're going to head in here and Balgruuf's going to be like, are you fucking mad? You want to trap a fucking dragon in my castle while we're in the middle of a civil war? There's no way I can go for that. And we're like, oh, what if we made a truce? And he's like, oh, okay, right, you're right. Yeah, if there's no war, then the dragon in the palace is absolutely fine.
May the gods, must, of course. But
blah, blah, blah.
I'll do it. I don't. Now what's this nonsense? I want to help.
Yep, okay.
Do you think that? No. I can't risk. But getting both sides. Maybe. If the Greybeards were willing to host a peace.
That's interesting. His dialogue is slightly different depending on which side you're on in the Civil War. Because previously I've only ever come to him after I've done the Corvingen quest for the Imperials. Because that's obviously one of the words of slow time. So I usually do that pretty early to get slow time. However, and normally what he says is Ulfric is waiting for an opportunity to strike, but here he said Ulfric and General Tullius are both looking for an opportunity to strike, which is interesting. Because I thought White One was allied with the Imperials. And I assumed that's why he specified Ulfric, but his dialogue seems to be based on who I'm allied with. Which is interesting. Okay, so talk to Angia. I mean, I guess we'll just go do that now, right? Oh, that's not the right thing to do. See, this is why Mark and Recall's so fucking good. Don't need to run all the way back to High Hrothgar. High Hrothgar? High Hrothgar? Whatever. Give me a quick feather falling. And then we can just jump straight down the hill. Just make sure that feather falling is indeed active. I don't want to randomly die to some bug. Okay, so that's the way to High Hrothgar, is it? Yes, good. And feather falling is active. Woohoo! Bloody good thing it is, otherwise that definitely would have killed me. There we go. Here's Hrothgar. If only you could cast Feather Falling on your horse, that'd be fucking hilarious. You could just ride a horse straight off a cliff and like down hills and things. Without having to go slowly, because obviously you can always... In Skyrim, you can always ride a horse straight down a sheer cliff, but you have to do it slowly. Otherwise, they kind of go forwards and then die. Whereas with Feather Falling, if you could cast Feather Falling on your horse, that'd just be great. You could just sprint straight off things and you'd be absolutely fine.
I fear
blah, 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 blah.
We are not warriors. You misunderstand our authority. I see.
God. This quest is always such a slog.
We will see if they still remember us.
Well, let's head back, I guess. Have a word with Tully, have a word with Ulfie, and then get them both to head back up here. Admittedly, this quest is a lot less tedious when I have Mark and Recall, because imagine if every single time I did each of these things, I had to ride all the way to Hrothgar and back. I mean, that is the usual experience of doing this quest, and fuck me running, it is boring. God, it's, yeah. Anyway, I'll stop complaining about this quest now. It's just, we're gonna have to sit through like a nice long little bit of political negotiation. Everyone's favorite aspect of Skyrim. Okay, so I don't think it matters which order, right? No. Solitude, Windhelm, and then back to Hrothgar. Not even gonna put my fucking armor on. We'll be fine. Woot woot. Hey, Zeppo. Glad to see you're finally joining us. There we go. And then... yeah, let's speak to Tully first. Good old Jen Tut.
Where do you want to go?
I just completely forgot where he was there. I was about to go to Markarth. Let me think. So, yeah, after this, before we go into the confrontation with Odoving, that's when I want to get everything prepared, I think. So that's when we're going to go off. We're going to do the Atronach Forge. We're going to get ourselves plenty of frost salts. We're going to make enough potions. Do I want to make more honeycomb potions? I mean, am I going to get through 18 fucking honeycomb potions? Let's be real. Absolutely not. I don't think I need to make more honeycomb. I don't think I need to make more magicka or health potions, in fact. I think we're good on healing potions and restoration potions. But what we do want is definitely more resistance. Even if it's possible we don't get through the ones we've currently got, but hey, better safe than sorry, eh? I'd much rather have a surplus of potions at the end of the game than find myself halfway through the Alduin fight with no way to resist his attacks. Feels like that would be quite a feel-bad moment, put it that way. I've never been underprepared for an Alduin fight before, and I don't intend to start now. Oh yeah, we've also got fucking Power of Life. Yeah, I mean, we're just stupidly unkillable. The only realistic way for me to die is by doing something really stupid, like jumping off a large cliff without feather falling on, which can happen.
My job is to quell this rebellion.
Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, my speech is high enough that I can trivially persuade him,
Yes, fine.
which is good. I'll wait for him to finish just in case I need to wait for him to finish for that to actually work, and then yeah, let's head to Elfie. Elfie Poos. Who should I negotiate in favor of? Should I just give everything to the Stormcloaks? Just like every single deal, you're like, no, side with the Stormcloaks. What is it possible to make these peace negotiations break down? Like, is that a thing you can do? Because I remember Ulfric, there's a point when Ulfric and Galmar like fucking walk out. At least the last time I did it, there was. I think because they thought I was siding too much with the Imperials, but they end up coming back for some reason. I don't remember. It's all very performative. They're like, no, I don't want to deal with the dragon. I just want to fight. And you're like, the dragon's going to murder everyone. It's like Cersei in Game of Thrones, where she's like, Army of the Dead. They're in the north. They're going to take ages to get here. And you're like, yeah, but it still feels like a kind of irrelevant thing. It still feels like a kind of important detail, you know? It still feels like you should probably deal with the Army of the Dead. And Cersei's like, nah, it'll be fine. Army of the Dead, the North, let them kill each other. And it's like, yes, and the problem is when they kill each other, the Army of the Dead have a bigger army, and then they kill you. That was daft. But Ulfric is much the same. And I think the Imperials as well. No idea, never tried or tested it. Yeah, this mission is not the most engaging. You basically... The problem is, I seem to remember the peace negotiations don't make any fucking sense either. Like, I seem to remember like they end up fighting over Riften or something. But unlike the Stormcloaks give up Riften, but in exchange for Riften they want like Markarth and Dawnstar or something. And it's like Markarth and Dawnstar are worth a fuckload more than Riften. I mean, they keep talking about how Riften is like Because Riften is supposedly where all the trade comes through, right? Because it's like, this is the way to get into Skyrim. It's past Riften. It's along this path. But then why is Riften not in any way prosperous? It feels like if Riften is the main avenue through which all trade into Skyrim comes, Riften should be making bank. But Dawnstar already theirs. The L hates the Empire after all. It's not Dawnstar then. I'm pretty sure it's like Markarth plus 1 minor city that they want in exchange for Riften. And even then they complain that it's not enough. And you're like, what?
And what would you have? Only the fool do I know you.
Blah, blah.
It's about time they turned it. I have the great... I can't afford to.
I like you could say he's already agreed to attend, or I could just be like, politics be damned, the World Eater has returned. There we go. Okay, now can we just head back? Oh my god, I can just teleport. This feels so fucking good. Yeah, this quest is so much better when you can just teleport straight to High Hrothgar instead of having to ride there every single time. Maven Blackbriar plus Thieves Guild. Yeah. Fair. His comment is stupid as fuck. Well, you mean the thing about I'm not going to show unless Tullius is already there. I honestly wasn't reading his dialogue. Oh, I will give Tullius a chance to surrender. Yeah. When he's like, I'll give Tullius another chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his legs. And you're like, that's not really what the negotiation is for, but sure. It's an interesting one. Yeah, I don't think Tullius was ever intending to surrender at this peace council. We're not here to give Skyrim over, it's to stop fighting for a bit, and then he's like, I want land in compensation. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't fucking understand why we need to negotiate an exchange of, like, of territories. It's literally just halt the fighting temporarily while we deal with the dragons. And they're like, okay, so we want land. And then they're like, okay, we want land in return. Because neither of them are actually giving anything by pausing the war while the dragons are dealt with. Like, they're not losing anything from that. And yet it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why why there's any discussion about land being exchanged at all. In fairness, Ulfric is probably a Thalmor cat's paw. Yeah, I know. I love how that's a thing that just comes up incidentally in the fucking Thalmor embassy and is never mentioned or acknowledged anywhere else. That Ulfric Stormcloak is receiving orders from the Thalmor. Like, cat's paw. It means he's like a lackey of them. He's working for them. Which is evidenced, there's a dossier in the Thalmor embassy in Elenwyn Solar, which talks about how Ulfric is basically working for the Thalmor as like a way to disrupt Skyrim. And you literally can't mention it to anyone, you can't bring this to anyone's attention, you can't do anything else. It's just there in the game, that's just a thing that happens. I'm going to go to the Peace Council route should my story ever reach the surface, just to put the darn idiot in his place. Yeah. It's really annoying, but whatever. Okay, have they actually arrived yet? Because I teleported here.
So,
Cool.
I should not have agreed to host this peace. I doubt it. They are not yet
Blah,
done.
blah, blah.
But regret, take your seat at the council table. And let us see what wisdom we can find.
Where is the council table? I actually don't remember. I think it's the other way. Which way are these guys going? Oh, there is a marker. It is this way.
So,
Deny Delphine the right to attend. She's so full of herself. I bear much negativity to them. Yeah, sure, why not?
You are not invited here.
Oh,
You are not welcome here.
hang on. Okay. I guess I deny it when I sit down or something? Also, I literally teleported. I am astounded by how quickly these guys were able to get here. Do I sit down? Okay. I guess I have to wait for everyone to show up first. Is she about to sit in Angier's chair? Because that's fucking rude. Also, do I need to wait for everyone to be here and then sit down? Is that the way this works? Nope. Okay, so apparently these guys are in the wrong position. which is what's causing problems. It looks like Delphine's not in position. Because that's Arngir's chair. There we go. Fucking hell, Delphine.
We all wait upon you,
Good.
Dragonborn.
Yeah, Delphine kind of
Now
got
that
stuck
everyone
or
is
something.
here, please take your seats so we can begin.
Jarl Balder Groove. See, she is just trouble. You're absolutely right. I don't... Is there a thing where it
But we have all come
No.
here in
denies...
spirit.
Oh,
Insult us by bringing her to this negotiation. Your chief
oh yeah, yeah. I was going to say, it's not Delphine. You can't deny Delphine, right? You can only deny Elenwen.
I have
Yeah.
every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms.
Oh yeah, you can't skip any of this dialogue either. Nah, everyone's
She's
favorite.
part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
True.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation,
See, Arngir knows what he's talking
we'll
about.
never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time.
Yeah, let's kick Elenwen out. Fuck Elenwen. I don't like the Thalmor.
On this matter.
Bastards. They're the ones causing the problem.
To think that I would sit down at the same table with that. I'm glad we agree on this.
Very well, Ulfric. Enjoy your petty victory.
She just sounds evil as well.
Whatever government rules Skyrim, we would not think of interfering in your civil war.
Again, remember, Ulfric literally works for her. That is a thing. Thalmor only need one rep at the table. Exactly. Ulfric will do his best to serve the Thalmor's interests by destabilizing the region, as you do.
Represent the Emperor here.
Sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
I have something to say first.
With his stupidity, I can see why the Thalmor want Ulfric Stormcloak to win. It's not they want him to win, they just need him to weaken Skyrim.
Was to deal with the dragon menace. There's nothing else to talk about. Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to rule over the free people of
I really don't like him. No, I'm not a fan. Not least because he's either genuinely a massive racist or he's pretending to be a massive racist in order to destabilize the region so that the massive racists that are the Thalmor can take over. And either way, it's pretty bad.
Speeches, or can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed? Jarl Ulfric,
Should I give everything to Ulfric or give everything to Tullius?
this council is
I still don't understand. Yeah, I still don't understand why anyone gets anything. Like, Ulfric is basically just doing the best he can to disrupt the whole proceeding. Proceedings? I guess plural is correct.
Who would like to open the negotiation?
I just support Tullius. He may be cold at first, but he admits his faults and comes to respect the Nords and Skyrim. Yeah, I always side with the Empire when I can.
That's our price for agreeing to a truce.
Yeah, see, he's like,
Over here, Ulfric?
we want Markarth. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? No. I wish there was an option to say, no, this is a peace negotiation.
This is outrageous.
We don't,
Taking this demand seriously?
Exactly. Elisif has a point.
Discuss a truce.
Like,
I said I'd handle it.
he also recognizes you as a prisoner of Helgen, but does not arrest you then and there. Yeah.
To give up Markarth at the negotiating table.
Yep.
You hope to gain in council what you've been.
But the problem is you can't, there is no option to say, no, Ulfric, you don't get Markarth. You can only, the only option you have is to offer him different things in exchange for Markarth.
Want in return?
Wait, General, you don't intend to just...
No, I mean, it doesn't make sense to just hand over Markarth, but you literally can't say no.
This is how the Empire
Like, you can't say no to him.
loyalty?
Enough. First, let's be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time. You are a traitor to the Empire and deserve a traitor's death.
Good stuff.
But I at least will negotiate in good faith.
Yes, well, I think that's a better description.
Here at your request,
There we go.
I'd
See?
like to hear what you
I think Markarth is worth. It's like, nothing. We're not here to give up cities, but I will give you Riften. It's a hell of a lot better than Markarth. Than Dawnstar, rather.
The Dragonborn has spoken, Tullius. Markarth will be ours.
That's not what I said, though, because I didn't have the fucking option to say Markarth is not yours, which is clearly the sensible thing to say.
I accepted your
There's no option to say, I got this paper that says you work for the Thalmor, what now, bitch? No, exactly. Like, there's so many avenues.
now that this
What?
is not a negotiation at all. I know you, Ulfric.
Hang on. Did he just say he's not happy?
Be ready with a new demand.
Would he have preferred Dawnstar?
You'll never defeat the
Like,
Empire, and you
how could I have made Tullius happy there? I only had 2 options. Would Dawnstar have been better than Riften?
selfish ambition.
Markarth has the fucking silver mines. I know.
You back under the
Like, I don't know what the correct option is there to make the Empire happy. Do they want Dawnstar? It just seems like the only way to make the Empire happy would have been not to give up Markarth, but that isn't an option in this quest. It's one of the reasons why I think this quest is so stupid. It's because it doesn't give you many of the logical options.
While the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Like, it's not just a bit weird and a bit tedious, and it doesn't really sort of go anywhere, but, like, it actively doesn't make sense in quite a few different ways.
Don't you understand the danger? Don't you understand what the
Like,
return of the
it's
dragons means?
it's really annoying.
Odin has returned.
You're in fact following the best outcome now. Like I say, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, the way that this,
More powerful
the options that you actually receive in this quest.
in your
It just seems like you don't have the option to actually side with the Empire, essentially.
one moment in the face of this mortal danger.
Because I think no matter what you pick,
I don't know,
Tullius gets annoyed with you
but this dragon
for,
situation has got.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
This truce will help the Dragonborn here put an end to that menace. We both gain. Remember that, Ulfric.
Yeah, Tullius, again, seems to have his head screwed on properly, whereas Ulfric does not.
Well as I do that we can't handle
Or rather, again, Ulfric has,
The man's end.
Ulfric's primary motivation is to
for the massacre.
cause, problems.
You slaughtered the very people you claimed
Like,
fighting for.
to
True sons of Skyrim
to disrupt.
never do such things.
But again, you can't acknowledge that at any point in the entire game, so, whoops. It's just about which city you want them to control. He gets miffed anyway. But Ulfric is rather rude about it to make him that way. Yeah.
Building this war is on you.
Ugh.
So, Dragonborn, what do you say?
Yes.
Well said. For once you'll actually pay for your crimes.
But how are they going to enforce the compensation? Like, how are they going to enforce this deal at all?
We may have an agreement.
I guess it's one of those things where this whole sequence seems a little strange to me.
These are the terms currently on the table. Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces. Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thangvor Silverblood will become...
First he complains about the Thalmor. Does he really think the Empire likes them either? Then he wants more than just Markarth. He came in there to obtain more than he had. Yeah, the fact that the first thing that Ulfric does upon arriving here is demand Markarth in exchange for agreeing to a peace treaty which benefits both sides. It's nonsense.
Pay appropriate compensation
Absolute
for the
nonsense.
massacre at Karthwaistun. You both agree to this?
The sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Ellison? Are these terms to your...
TBH, you can probably rely on a Nord's sense of honor. True.
waiting to do your bidding?
He makes demands despite being the murderer of the High King who supported the Empire. See, okay, so I have opinions about the High King's murder because there seems to be a divide within the people of Skyrim whether or not the High King was murdered. The Stormcloaks claim he wasn't murdered. He was defeated in honorable single combat.
The Empire
Okay.
can't live with these terms.
And the Empire says that he was murdered by Ulfric.
Dragon menace
But
is dealt with.
there should be no debate here.
There will be
Either single combat is a thing that exists within Skyrim's laws, and is a thing that is permitted within Skyrim's laws, and Ulfric and the High King engaged in it knowingly and intentionally, in which case there should be no discussion, Ulfric is not a murderer. Or either Ulfric didn't follow the laws, or that law doesn't exist, in which case he's obviously a murderer, and I don't understand why anyone debates it. So it seems like it should be cut and dry one way or the other, but the fact that there's a debate about it seems really fucking weird. I think the claim that Ulfric probably did challenge him to a fair duel, but Ulfric won the fight by killing his opponent with a shout. Yeah, I mean, but is that not allowed? Like, I don't know. You know, clearly something is allowed. Or because if it's not allowed, there's no debate. But if it is allowed, there also should be no debate, just in the other direction. So it's a bit strange. Blah, 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 blah. There we go.
Calling the dragon with him. He's not coming. Your pie
And so this is Odoving.
likely... Odahviing.
Cool. We know about Odoving, and now, as I say, I think the next thing we want to do, because this is pretty much the end of the fucking game, This is summoning the dragon, after which we will head straight to Sovngarde, which means, before we do that, I want to pick myself up some supplies. Now, bear in mind, we do have access to Mark and Recall, which means, we can actually just, like, we can leave. We can leave Sovngarde, not Sovngarde. I don't think you can teleport out of Sovngarde. We can certainly leave Skuldafn after we get there. So it's not like, you know, if we don't have these supplies, it's the end of the fucking world. But still good to make sure we're fully prepared before going in, so we don't have to Mark and Recall, because that can break quests and things. So this is the way to Whiterun, I believe. We have Feather Falling active. We will never need to come back up here, so we don't need to teleport anymore. And yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's anything left. We don't need to teleport. We just need to head down to Whiterun, teleport to Winterhold, fight a Slighted, make some potions, and then we can head straight to Skuldafn. Okay, this is the way to Whiterun. Feather Falling is definitely active. Let's go. You can find... I think it probably was a fair duel, to be honest. You can find Torrig in Sovngarde. He appears shortly after Alduin is defeated if you stick around. And since you are the Harbinger, Kodlak appears too. Yeah, I remember a lot of the people you kill appear there. Like, Ulfric appears there if you killed him as part of the Civil War quest line. And I remember that Kodlak appears. I'm trying to think who else appears. Like, who else would? Who else is an actual Nord? I don't remember. But, yeah. I don't think Tullius appears. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if he did. Does Ricker appear? Ricker might appear if you side with the Stormcloaks. But, yeah. The whole Torrig thing, whatever the fuck happened with Torrig, is something that confuses me. Because if it was a fair duel, which Torrig agreed to, why was Ulfric forced to flee? I guess because that would imply that Ulfric would be in the right? Because if it was a fair duel that he agreed to and he won, then Ulfric got fucking chased out because they had an escape route planned and everything. So yeah, I don't know. You definitely see Ulfric. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Ulfric. Ricker is a Nord though, so she would go to Sovngarde. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Tullius wouldn't be there, but I'm pretty sure Ricker will appear. It's just that I basically never side with the Stormcloaks, so I've never really gotten to Sovngarde in a situation where Ricker would appear there. Okay, Winterhold it is.
Climb and back, and we'll be off. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Oh, and the other thing that I need to do in yes, completely forgot. The other thing that I do need to do in Winterhold is I should... Excuse me? What did you just say to me?
Something you need, you miserable wretch. Move quickly, Swit.
Okay. This man is going on the shit list. He's on the shit list. Human Stealth Archie will kill him, yes? No. So, when people offend me over the course of a permadeath run, they go on the shit list. And the shit list is the list of people who I'm going to come back and fucking murder once I complete the game. Mind reading that list? No. The shit list will remain secret for now. And will be fully revealed, because there's a few elements on this shit list that I made a silent note of. The things which I've talked about which are on the shit list already are that man, and the other one I mentioned is Embershard Mine. Embershard Mine is on the shit list from the very start of the game because I died fucking hundreds of times in like 6 times in Embershard at the start of this run. And we didn't do Ember Shard on this particular playthrough, this particular attempt. So Ember Shard mine is going to be taking on post-game. That will be interesting. Yeah, so we're going to the Midden, but I also wanted to find Ancano, didn't I? You're a great Skyrim player already. Thank you. Oh. Amazingly, Farengar hasn't made it on the shit list so far. Normally, Farengar ends up on the shit list relatively quickly, but he hasn't actually said anything rude to me all playthrough. Certainly nothing notable. Is Ancano here? No. Tolfdir. They're just... Is he... Where does Ancano normally hang out? Is he in the Arcanium? Ancano? You skulking around here? Because I thought he was normally in the main room, but I'm not seeing him. Huh. I mean, it's not super important to find Ancano, because, hang on, how many surpassing healing potions have I got? I've got 9. We're fucking fine. I don't need Ancano's 3. Because Ancano has 3. But I really don't need them. I was like, I should pick them up, but I'm never burning through that many fucking surpassing healing potions. Ever. Never have I ever gone through with a shit list, much less made one. It feels great when you do. Oh. Yeah, the Bard's Leap Summit made it on the shit list for the Paladin character. In that, I mean, obviously you can't kill Bard's Leap Summit, but I made a thing that once I beat the game with that character, I would actually go and successfully complete Bard's Leap Summit. Okay. Oh, this is scary. Because I don't know what to expect in this fight. This guy hits like a fucking truck. This is generally just a very dangerous situation to be in. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to use all my buffs because I think I'm going to need them. Make sure I have healing aura. Oop. Also, I'm still playing the Age of Aggression over here. I've played it non-stop. And only true Imperials request that one. Age of Aggression... I assume... Which version of the Age of Aggression? I assume you mean the Imperial version. Trying to remember which one's which. We'll drive out the Stormcloaks and reclaim what we own. It's the Imperial one, and is... What is it? Oh, no. Is it we'll drive out the Empire? And we'll drive out the Stormcloaks and restore what we own. I think they just changed the word, right? Because it's the same number of syllables. All hail Ulfric, you are the High King, versus down with Ulfric, the Killer of Kings. Yeah, that's it. They just changed like 2 of the lines. I just say only true Imperials request that one. Sure, that is the that would line up then. Age of Aggression and Age of Oppression. Oh, I actually didn't know they had slightly different names. That's really cool. Okay. However, stew buffs active. This fight could be a legitimately really rough one. I picked up all these alteration potions and have literally never used them. Because I've never been in a spot where I wanted to spam paralysis, which is what they're for. Okay. We may well end up using Daedra Heart potions to win this fight. With one Daedra Heart potion, we should be able to win. One of the good ones. Oh my god! What? Is that Immersive College of Winterhold? Because I swear to fucking god, I've never seen that before. That's amazing. Okay, come on. Where are you? What the fuck? Little shitbags. Can you stand still, please? Your hitbox is also really wonky, so I'd appreciate you, you know, chilling out a little bit. Get it? Chilling out? Ha ha ha. It's a fucking ice wraith. Here we go, guys. Let's see how well we can handle this one, eh? Okay, so here's what we need. Literally, as he hits me, the game fucking crashes. What just happened? The game crashed. Literally what you saw on stream is exactly what happened to me. The game just crashed. God, as I say, like, if I had more left of this run, or if I was planning on doing more runs on this particular version of Skyrim in the future, I'd try and look into figuring out how to, like, fix these crashes, because they since yesterday, they've just become so much more frequent. But I've literally got, like, a few hours left of the run, so I'm legit stunned over here. It was extremely well timed, that crash. It was the instant he hit my shield. Okay, so I am going to use Aura Whisper to try and see the Slighted. I don't know how long it lasts for, but I imagine it will be useful. Also, it's got a relatively short cooldown, so let's see. With my okay, here he is. With my alteration buffs, I might be able to... Yeah, I've got all my defenses up. I've got everything. I don't want to just randomly take a hit and fucking die because I've missed some buffs. I'm pretty sure he's immune to paralysis, but it's worth a try. Holy fuck, he isn't! Okay, never mind, we win. Holy shit, I just assumed he was immune to paralysis. What the crap? Okay, never mind. Wow, we fucking win. Also, yeah, okay. We're taking shit all damage as well. Because he's only using a one-handed sword. We're gold. This one's one of the wizard ones. So his damage is crap when it comes to melee, but he can summon, like, Aetherarchs. But I'm stun locking him, so that is actually irrelevant. Come on, fuck's sake. I can literally stun lock him to death. Because I've got these potions as well, and I've got fucking loads of them, so I might as well use them. Which will more than restore a full paralysis worth of costs in one go. And I know what you're going to fucking say, Waz. I know you're just waiting to say it. You're going to suggest that we do the fucking Aeternarch Forge room now, because we can take this on, and no. And when I say Aeternarch Forge room, of course, I mean the other Aeternarch Forge room, the one that's not here. We're not doing that. We're very definitely not doing that, because that room is a hell of a lot scarier than this one. But there we go. Boom. Fire salts, ruby. Nice. I appreciate it. And, oh, for fuck's sake, you are kidding me. I came all the way out here prepared to make use of the Aeternarch Forge. And I didn't bother to bring any salt. Like, actual salt. Wow. God damn. Okay. What kind of dagger is this? Sanctified. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna see if I can buy some from the inn. And if I can't, I have a mark and recall that I believe is currently at Windhelm. I think my mark is currently at Windhelm. So we can buy from Windhelm and then teleport back here. So it won't take too long. But yeah, we fucking massacred Vialag. I was expecting it to be a lot... Well, the fight would have been a lot closer and a lot more interesting if he hadn't been vulnerable to paralysis. The fact that he isn't immune to paralysis, again, astounding. I can't believe that. Does that mean maybe I can paralyze Dremora as well? I just assumed they were, I just assumed they were immune to it, because most high-level enemies are. It didn't even occur to me that the Slighted might be vulnerable to paralysis. That's huge. I'm in love with Skyrim and screams like these. So unique, and glad we got sent here yesterday and so early on your stream. Yeah, I mean, you guys literally came in right at the start. Like 5 minutes into the stream.
Take a look.
8. I mean, that's more than I need, right? I guess it depends on how many Void Salts I want to make, huh? So the two main ones are the Sapphire. Let's fucking buy 8. Why the hell not? It's not like I can't afford it, right?
Until next time.
And if the wiki is to be believed, I can use any kind of soul gem as part of this recipe. I don't know if they need to be empty or filled, but we can just buy those from the wizards here. That's easy enough. If all we need is petty, they'll have plenty of petty soul gems. By the tone of your voice, sounds like you brought plenty enough salt. Get fucked, Zeppo. I think full empty makes little sense. I agree. Although, actually, having said that, I'm pretty sure for the... No, I'm pretty sure for the Daedric ones, you need empty black soul gems. Because the idea is that you use a black soul gem to trap the soul of a Dremora. Right? I think? I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure you need empty ones to do the Daedric recipes. But, I don't know, that might be unique to the black soul gems.
There are spells and incantations for those with a talent.
Let's just buy fucking loads of either. It literally doesn't matter. We've got so much money, except we don't. We've actually not got a lot of money. I just realized I've got fuck all money. But I do have a stupid amount of shit to sell, so we can make money. Because I haven't sold anything in ages. I haven't sold any of my Nightingale shit, for example. Yeah. There we go, that works.
Until next time.
I'll just buy 8 of each.
For those with a talent to cast.
Give me more money, Tolfdir. Thank you, Orcish Shield of Magic Abatement. You did an insane job for basically the entire fucking game. I've had this shield until I got the Shield of Iskramor. This was my shield from like 10 hours into the run until, you know, 43 hours into the run or something stupid. That shield has done so much work and it's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for your assistance. I really do appreciate it. I don't know why I have those 2 cure disease potions, but whatever. Don't need them. 5 and 5. Let's get up to 8 and 8, because 8 I think is... I've only got 8 salts, so 8 is the most I'm going to be able to make. Where's Colette? Colette was here before. Where the fuck is Colette? Is she just gone? Did she get mad? Oh, here she is. She's teaching.
So you wish to master the
Whoa,
arcane
that bugged
arts?
out. So we need 2 empties, 1 filled. Okay, and I guess... Oh, I didn't talk to Drevis, did I?
Take a look.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, I did. Never mind. I didn't talk to Feralda, who I believe was in the Arcanium last time I saw her. We thank thee, Shield, for thy aid. Thy service is no longer required to us, so thine purpose shall be elsewhere. Good luck to thee. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, why else would the size of the soul gem matter? I don't believe it does for these. At least, according to the wiki, the size of the soul gem doesn't matter for these. Though you're right, I think it is far more likely to be filled than empty, but I can get both, so... Either way, we're prepared. I think the college is due for a change in leadership. I do like that. Even though... And Feralda doesn't seem to object to... when there is a change in leadership... Because clearly, even though she's driving for, you know, herself to become Master Wizard, she doesn't seem to object when you become the Archmage. So, and Tolfdir becomes Master Wizard. It's an odd thing. But then there's one of the things that I do think is quite cool about the Immersive College of Winterhold is it adds the option to make Tolfdir the Archmage instead of you. That's really cool. And you basically like secede your position as Archmage until such a time as Tolfdir like until such a time as you choose to claim it, and until then Tolfdir kind of stands in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a whole quest line added by Immersive College of Winterhold that I've actually never done. You only get access to it after you become Archmage. It's really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put in the filled one. I'm going to assume that that's what you need. And salt. Perfection. That's what we like to see. Unfortunately, you can't do multiples at a time. So, this just takes a little while. Let's do an amethyst next. I'm pretty sure amethyst is what you need for... amethyst is what you need for void salts. That would make sense. It is the purple gem. Yeah, this is right. Fantastic. Despite the fact that amethyst is worth much less and is much more common than both ruby and sapphire, it's just because of the color, I suppose. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Yeah, there we I'm really bad at aiming things. Okay. So the 2 sapphires were definite. The question then is how many rubies and how many amethysts do we want? How are we off for potions? 6 resist fire, 6... So we're the same across the board, but I think resist magic is generally slightly more important. Honestly, we're going to have enough. I think we're going to have enough either way, so it doesn't matter too much. Can we... Whoops. I'm really bad at just selecting the right thing. And I don't know if leaving it on there is, like, safe or not. Like, whether if you leave it on there, it'll disappear. Otherwise, I'd do them all at once. What did I put in? Put in ruby. Yeah, okay. That is correct, I think. I think you can add more stuff into the box, but it only summons 1 at a time. Yes, I believe that is correct. You can add as many stacks as you want, but it consumes everything and still only gives you 1. It's, like, really bad. You don't want to do that. And as I say, I don't know if leaving everything up there would be fine, or if it would, like, cause them all to disappear, and then I'm just left with nothing at the end. Now then, the other thing that is interesting, I can create a Daedra heart if I can get my hands on a human heart. But human hearts are extremely difficult to find, because it has to be, I believe it has to be the specific ingredient called human heart, not just heart. And those are really, really rare. But you can combine strange remains with a black soul gem and a human heart to create a Daedra heart, I believe. So that's something that would be alright. I never actually did much stuff by the Forge. Wish I did though. Yeah, so the Forge is really, really useful for certain things. I remember I was able to use it as a way to power grind high-level conjuration characters. High-level conjuration / enchantment characters, I should say. Because there was this really cool trick you could do where basically, with high-level conjuration, you could... Because you need, in order to create Daedric stuff with the Forge, like regular shit, like Atronach shit, you can just create with the Forge by default. But in order to create Daedric weapons, for example, with the Atronach Forge, you need to have completed the level 90 Conjuration Master Quest and gotten your hands on the Sigil Stone that you get as part of that quest. And then you put it in the Atronach Forge, and that's what enables it to make Daedric gear. So you need 90 plus Conjuration. But once you have 90 plus Conjuration, what you can do is there are a few ebony staffs you can find lying around, or at least there's one that's a fixed spawn in Blackreach. You can take that ebony staff, you can use it at the Atronach Forge to transform it into a Daedric staff, and then if you have an enchanting of like 75 or greater, or is it 100, I don't remember how high it is, the one which lets you create Daedric staffs, back in the day, when you created a staff at a forge using the enchanting staff creation thing, it gave you smithing experience. So what you could do was you could create a Daedric staff. I remember I made a Daedric staff, because I just wanted a Daedric staff, I didn't know this would happen. But I made the Daedric staff at the Atronach Forge, and then you need a Daedric staff and like, I think it's like 12 grand soul gems or something to create an enchanted Daedric staff at the smithing station, and I did, and the staff was worth like 30 grand, and my smithing jumped straight up to like level 40 or something stupid. It literally just rocketed. I was like, holy fuck. I gained a level and a half, despite the fact that I was already pretty high level. I believe that's been patched, though. I don't think creating staffs gives you smithing experience anymore. Which, to be fair, is probably the way it's intended. But now, so what we need to do now is get our hands on some ingredients to help us make these resistance potions, which I believe snowberries should, because snowberries, if I'm correct, give you resistance to both frost and fire. I could just make like a frost and fire resist potion using snowberries and frost and fire salts, but honestly, I don't think I need to. I think I'd rather keep them separate, because then they work. It's much. I prefer my inventory to be neat and to stack properly. I don't like it when my inventory doesn't stack. I find it quite annoying. And actually, you know what? I don't think I even need to ride back, because this is going to be the final mark and recall I think I ever use. Because the next step here is Odoving and Sovngarde, and that's it. Requiem permadeath, mad lad, yup. That's the strat. Also, hello Raw1812, welcome to the stream. You're probably coming in near the end of it, to be honest. But we're also very much near the end of the run. Rules are, I mean, it's unarmed permadeath, so no damage sources are available apart from unarmed sources. So no weapons, no spells, no companions, no summons, no nothing like that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. And so my only damage sources are unarmed attacks, bull rush, shield bashing, and trampling. I think those are the only ones I've actually used so far. There may be others that would classify as unarmed, but I haven't actually run into them yet. So, and given that we're right at the end of the game, we're probably not going to. Okay, so that's everything. We just need to actually make the alchemy. So let's head into Windhelm, make the potions, and then we can head to Whiterun to summon Odoving. And I'll probably end the stream after we subdue Odoving. Which, I mean, by subdue, you literally don't even subdue him, right? You just drag and rend him and then walk backwards and he comes straight into the fucking trap. It's really easy. And then I'll leave Skeldafen and Sovngarde for the next stream. Are they open? Oh, it's the middle of the day. For some reason I thought it was nighttime. I have no idea why. He eventually aggroes on you by default as it's the game mechanic. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, hopefully this guy will have ingredients to make like resist magic and also resist frost and fire. I guess I should have thought of that really, but whatever. For the last time in the game, we're going to put on all of our alchemy boosting gear.
Give a holler if you have any questions.
And we're going to make ourselves some resistance potions. That's what you love to see. Okay, I'm going to be able to make 12. Yeah. I don't need this much in terms of resistance potions, but fuck it. It's good to have them. And now resist magic. Do you have lavender? Lavender is the best for that. 3. Okay, not quite enough. Is there any more resist magic that I can see? Because I don't know all of these by heart. Oh, wisp wrappings. That's probably good enough, right? Oh, actually, unless... Does Void Salts have Soul Reaping on it? No. Okay, good. Perfect. And there we go. That is spot on. And I think that's everything. I don't think we need anything else. Is a heavy armor sword and board viable in Requiem? I think I need a ranged option. It is absolutely, completely viable. I've done it already. So the character you're all referring to, I did that. It's on my YouTube channel actually. The full permadeath run. I did that as paladin. So that was heavy armor, sword and board, restoration magic with Dawnbreaker as my sort of final intended weapon. And that character actually is probably the strongest character I've ever made in Requiem. Genuinely. It was practically unkillable by the end. Had stupid passive magic resistance, like, you know, 75 plus. It's actually very similar to this character in terms of build, because I've designed this character to be as unkillable as possible. Huge amounts of healing, just sort of passive healing over time. Had access to master level restoration as well as master level... No, it was just master level restoration. And just dealt fuckloads of damage to undead with Dawnbreaker and to dragons with Dragonbane, and that was the whole character. But it was very, very strong. And also, huge amounts of damage with sun spells, but I only used those against dragon priests. Because sun spells deal unbelievable damage against dragon priests. Like, dragon priests have this massive, massive weakness to sun spells that's actually insane. Whereas against, like, regular Draugr, Dawnbreaker was much better. But yeah, so sword and board, absolutely definitely viable. I have yet to find a build that I consider to be unviable in Requiem that has access to a decent source of damage and a decent source of defense. Those are the only two things you need. You need some kind of primary defense. That could be heavy armor, That could be... Conjuration counts as defense, both defense and offense. It's why it's the most overpowered skill in the game, in my opinion. Heavy armor, light armor. Light armor actually not so good, but sneak is a defensive skill. Sneak's a very powerful one. Alteration, powerful defensive skill. And then offensive skills, of course, destruction, one-handed, two-handed, archery, conjuration, again, counts as offensive as well as defensive. Tried a magicless playthrough in Requiem, was getting wrecked at high levels by mages and dragons. Yeah, so the one thing that I learned the hard way about high-level Requiem is you need magic resistance. You need a lot of magic resistance. When I say a lot, what I mean is, let me put on all my armor. I mean something like this. 75%, right? This is one of the highest passive magic resistances I've ever had on a character. Normally I don't go as high as 75%. Normally I try and get myself to sort of the 40 to 50% mark. And then you can make up the difference using these potions. These potions are the most important things in the game. Now, because I'm an alchemy character, I've made a lot of these myself. You can't get ones as strong as this. But this is what I'm looking at. Potion of Resist Frost, good. Potion of Resist Shock, good. Resist Fire, good. And Resist Magic, good, though I don't have those. 50% of shock damage for 5 minutes, 50% of frost damage for 5 minutes, 50% of fire damage for 5 minutes is the fire one, and 25% of magic for 5 minutes is the magic resist version. You need to, when you're coming up against like a mage or a dragon, you need to figure out what elemental type they use the magic resist potion, use the elemental resist potion, and then you'll be able to beat them. You don't necessarily need all the potions. For dragons you probably do. But, like, you just need really high elemental resist, really high magic resist to survive late game Requiem. Mages are insanely dangerous. They hit like fucking trucks. Like, absolute trucks. And you need some way of dealing with them. And dragons are very much the same. Also, I've got a shitload of health, which helps. I've got 950 health. Yeah, and a good way to resist magic is to boost your health so that the magic does... I mean, this should come as no surprise, but more health is better. As a general rule. Okay. Let's head to Whiterun and let's trap ourselves a fucking dragon. I'll be getting out of this weather pretty hard because I'll be getting on the back of a dragon. Nice, nice. I'm getting in the mood to start a new character, thanks. Yeah, so easiest build, I would say. It really depends on what you enjoy and what you're like what you're good at with Skyrim, to be honest. For me, the most straightforward character was heavy armor two-handed warrior. So like you literally just tank up with heavy armor, get yourself a two-handed weapon. You have to be really, really conservative with stamina early on. So like no power attacks, no sprinting, no nothing. You just sort of walk around, be careful. You have to get your heavy armor up to 25 as soon as possible to get the perks that reduce stamina penalties, and your two-handed up to 25 pretty quick. But your range is so much better than most enemies, most melee enemies, and you're very resistant to ranged attacks thanks to your heavy armor. You have to avoid wizards like the plague until you get decent magic resist, which will be much later in the game. But other than that, you can take on a lot of things at a relatively low level. And it doesn't require constant maintenance, constant buffs. It doesn't require a shitload of fancy potions or whatever, apart from the elemental resistance potions that I talked about. It just... And you hit hard enough to one-shot most bandits. So that one is the most reliable, I would say, because it's the least reliant on like specific buffs. You just generally get pretty strong. But you ideally want to spec into enchanting and smithing for that character so you can make bespoke gear. Although, admittedly, the heavy armor you can get, I mean, I haven't enchanted anything, and some of the heavy armor you can get late game is generally just going to be much better than what you can get. But for the mid game, it's useful.
We're ready, Dragon.
Let's go.
As I promised. My men know what to do.
Yeah, I really didn't need that many salts, thinking about it. I forgot that each salt makes 2 potions. So that was a bit daft. But, yeah, oh well. Okay, let's summon ourselves an Odoving. And again, this bugs out frequently. So often I get the bug where Odoving will just fly past and not bother engaging. If I remember rightly, you just have to, like, Dragon Rend him, right? And then sprint back inside, and he'll just walk in. I don't think there's many complications here. There we go. Now again, we'll see. is he actually going to fly around as he's supposed to, or is he just going to bug out and keep flying in a straight line? Yes, okay, we're good. If he turns, he hasn't bugged. That's how this works. So yeah, I just have to try and get him with a Dragon Rend, which can be annoying because he flies around constantly. You gonna fucking hover? I would appreciate a hover. Or like a drive-by where you're easy to hit. That would be good. Hover, hover. Yes, good boy. Now land. Come on, let's go. Apparently Odoving can land without Dragon Rend. I've seen it, but Dragon Rend forces it. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I know he can land without Dragon Rend, but it's much easier to just Dragon Rend him. Wow, he's dealing a lot of damage to me because I've got no resistances. I wasn't going to bother with resistances. Holy fuck. Okay, so that is Deadly Dragons giving him the ability to do that. That is crazy. Look at that shit. Can you make it stop, please? Thank you. There we go. Nice. I like how when you talk to dragons, you're just talking to their nostrils because of the way the angle works.
Many of us have
Blah blah blah.
Once he has traveled to his door to Mindoran Pa to Ulost Ofan Hinlan.
Blah 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 blah.
Well, only of course I could fly.
Cool.
Onikan, and you can free me, and I will carry you to Skuldafn.
Nice. You can be freed.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Your funeral.
I mean, did no one else hear my fucking conversation? Like, I literally just spoke to the guy about why I'm freeing him. You guys should know that. If you squint, it looks like a big-nosed red goblin. I know, I was thinking that, because the nostrils do kind of look like eyeballs. Nostrils, the eyes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I also like standing on this thing when they raise it. I don't know why, it just makes me feel good. Also, my god, look at the texture on that chain. Holy shit. I've got some texture pack. Oh my god, the chain. Holy crap. Oh, there we go. I'm in the ceiling of your castle. Okay, just make sure feather falling is definitely 100% active before I drop off and potentially risk dying. There we go. Fantastic. So, guys, why is there a perfectly stationary dragon in the distance? Look at that. It's just a dragon. That thing's not moving. It's just... He's just standing there menacingly. He's fucking T-posing. That's what he's doing. Oh my god, okay. I've never seen that before. That is quite bizarre. But, anyway. I'm just going to double check that I've got everything I need because we are about to teleport. We're about to head straight to Skuldafn. I think upon arriving at Skuldafn, I'm pretty sure all our buffs are wiped. I think that's a thing. It's an annoying thing, but I'm pretty sure it's a thing. So, yeah, we just need to go in prepared. I don't think there's anything else, right? I don't think there's anything else to bring. We've got more than enough stew. I guess I could have picked up a couple of elsewhere fondues, but it really doesn't matter. Because those things last for like an hour between the two of them. Yeah? No? I think we're all set. I've got all the potions I care about. Plenty of healing potions, plenty of stamina potions, plenty of Daedra Heart potions, and a decent chunk of Magicka potions. Bear in mind, these are both proper Magicka potions as well. Those ones are a lot worse. That's 32 Magicka for 45 seconds. That's 86 Magicka for 45 seconds. That's fucking busted. The world's most dominant dragon. Yup. Just T-posing far enough away, near enough that they can be seen, but far enough away that they can't be seen clearly, at which point they are at their most menacing. That is maximum menace coming from that dragon. But yeah, I think we've got everything. We've only got 6 shock resist potions, but we're not going to need them, really. Like, shock doesn't come up too much in Skuldafn. And 6 still lasts for, they're still fucking half an hour. So yeah, fantastic. I think we're good to go, which means I'm going to quickly save. I'm going to hop on Odoving, and then as soon as we arrive in Skuldafn, I'm going to save and I'm going to leave the stream. I thought they were a cloud at first, was mentally squinting at it. Yeah, I mean, you can see him. He's right there, just chilling in the sky.
May Kinnared guard you while you pass through her realm.
And here we are. Okay, hang on. Well, first things first, can I set up my buffs? Because, again... Oh! I thought all my buffs were wiped, but apparently not. Okay, so we can't cast most of our buffs, but... Fuck it. Yeah, I'll cast my buffs. Otherwise I might forget right at the start of the next stream, and that would be a stupid way to die now, wouldn't it? And Feather Falling's pretty important here. Not that I can get Fusro Dart off an edge, because I have high magic resist, but... There we go. And now... That is where we're going to leave the stream. There are 2 dragons attacking me. And... there's a big old Frost Atronach up there. You know what? Actually, I'm also going to do this, because... Don't know what kind of dragon they're going to turn out to be. Don't want to load into the stream and then immediately fucking die, because I don't have my resistance potions up and I just get punked from above by something really nasty. So... There we go. All my buffs. And that is it. So, my next stream is going to be... probably... Ooh... Because I'm not streaming on Wednesday. It's probably going to be next Friday. So that's going to be a little while, unfortunately. But yeah, I think my next planned stream is going to be next Friday. When we will be finishing the game. We will absolutely 100% definitely be finishing this game on Friday. And either because we win or because we lose. And either way, the character's going to be... honestly, at that point, the character's probably going to be retired, and I might try it again in Wildlander once I get a bit of an effort, not a bit of an effort, a bit of a grasp of the way Wildlander works. But yeah, for the next run, we'll be upgrading to Wildlander. The Requiem 5.0 using Skyrim Special Edition, which I've never done before, with Wildlander, which I've never used before, with a whole bunch of shit, and hopefully it'll be cool, and hopefully my computer can handle it, which is an important question. But yeah, so next Friday will be the stream, and other than that, all that's left for me to say is that I have been the Lone Ponderer, and this has been the penultimate stream of my unarmed playthrough of Requiem. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.